God. Is it getting hot in here or is it just me? God. I don't know if I can do this anymore. Could I order, in fact, 1 second. Could you wait inside? Can I order a medium pizza, please? Barbecue base, onions, peppers. All right, perfect. Thank you so much. How long is it gonna be? Sick. An avocado.
Brandon.
Huh?
Don't even think about it.
Callum. Is that you?
Cold pizza on a Tuesday.
Okay then, this isn't a video I thought I would honestly ever make, but in this video we're going to be going over and reliving all of the moments over the duration of my previous prep where my eating habits were not as good as I thought they were. The date is currently the 9th of March and it's been a pretty chill day. I've been to the gym, all the cardio is done, I've got 2 meals left to consume, but it's been quite a relaxing day compared to other days where I've just been like locked into like work stuff and just like keeping myself busy. Has actually been really, really nice. So I thought I'd take the time tonight to talk about something that I've actually wanted to talk about for a while, based on a few DMs and reliving moments this prep that I experienced on the last prep. I feel like as I go past barriers week by week and I'm realizing the contrast and how different things are this time around. And recently I've been getting some DMs reaching out to me and asking me questions how I've managed to transform my physique from what it was when I started prep to what it is now, because these people have been opening up, telling me about how they've been cheating on their diet, how they can't stop giving in to binging, how the cravings are just too strong. And in this video I want to break down the reality of what binging, cheating on the diet, and the fact that everyone deals with this, especially me on my last prep. So right now I'm going to break all that down, so sit back, relax and enjoy this video. Before we get into the video, like I said, it's 9 PM at night right now, and this is pretty much everything that is happening. A big load of absolutely nothing but chilling. Geordie just got off a sick business call for something that she's doing, building a coaching platform. She already does coaching and stuff, but she's building like a really good infrastructure with a company. She's been busy with that all night. I have just got back from doing 20 minutes cardio. I was meant to do it this morning, but it didn't happen, so I made sure to do it right now instead. It's also definitely not the time of night to be sipping on one of these, but you know, you've just drank like so much of it. How can you just put like this much, the little bit that's left, back in the fridge? You just have to finish it. I just did shoulders yesterday and already like holding the camera for 2 minutes is burning. I'm not sure why my shoulders hurt so much today, because shoulder DOMS is like a post-workout pain that I never ever feel. I've probably felt like serious DOMS in my shoulders post-workout 10 or 12 times in 7 years. Like I just never feel it, but yesterday must have been a pretty good workout for it to be hurting as much as it is today. So to talk about everything that I'm going to talk about in this video regarding my dieting habits, we're going to put it on a tripod because my shoulder would just, it's just going to fall off. Shh. Why are you looking at me like that? Don't judge me. Accept me. What's currently happening?
Currently eating some food, which is my favorite food in the entire world, aka salmon. It's my favorite meal, and every single time it ends, I'm like, Brandon, I just need more.
I need more. Personally, like my calories are still on 3,600 every single day. Like I don't have that like wanting more craving, because the meal I enjoy the most is my blueberry oat cookie, but it's with 105 grams of oats. Like when I'm done, like I am already done. Like I can't eat any more of that thing. When it starts to become smaller and smaller and smaller, that feeling's gonna start to like, you know, develop, and I'm gonna like want so much more of it because it's gonna just like, it's gonna vanish. I wanna show you something that happened literally like, I think it was 5 days ago now. That was one of the most unexpected things that have literally like ever happened to me. Inside my wardrobe is this box of shoes. Really unassuming, but inside is something really cool. A little bit of backstory: for the past few months I've been going to this gym called Max and Eagle. Going to a new gym, you have the chance to meet like all the new members and stuff and just make friends with everyone there, and it's been really lovely because there are a lot of incredible people that go to that gym. One guy in particular, every now and again he would always comment on the fact that I was always wearing Jordan 1s in the gym. This pair in particular, which are the Jordan Zoom Airs, like I love the blue inside. We'd always have like a small conversation in the gym about shoes that we're releasing, things that he's collected, because he's collected so many in the past, like he really knows what he's talking about. And then randomly one night I receive a text message asking me to meet him in a car park at 10:30 at night in the pitch black, completely alone. I don't have a SIM card, so I don't have 4G, so wherever I was going, if something happened, I couldn't call anyone to tell them what was happening. I then have to rely on his hotspot to get the map to come home. So I was putting a lot of trust in this guy. To To my surprise, when I get there, he's holding this box with a size 11 Air Jordan Switch. And then inside the box, he shows me these shoes, and they are this absolutely beautiful, untouched, unworn, with yellow accents, Nike tick on the toe. And if you actually unzip this part of the shoe, you can turn it into a regular shoe, not just a high top. These are actually really hard to find. Puts the shoe back in the box, he hands me the box, and he says, welcome to the club. He basically gave me almost like a goodbye gift, and he knows we're actually leaving this country in the next 8 days, so it's almost like a parting gift, which I just thought was like the nicest thing. Like, there really, really are some lovely, giving, and genuinely generous people in the world. And moral of the story, if a man you just met tells you to meet him in a car park at 10:30 at night in the pitch black with no phone signal, you should probably just go and do it, because you never know what's going to happen. I do want to say a massive thank you for everyone that supported the sale that was yesterday. It was a 10% off sale, and it was literally only yesterday, and it went so much better than I initially thought it would. With the majority of sizes actually being sold out now, have been for the past month and a half, there's going to be a restock of all hard body equipment on the 29th of March. But thank you to everyone that actually supported the sale. When things with hard body, like little things happen, or like I have like a meeting with the team, or we like talk about the development of like new products, I get so excited. And then when like you guys actually support the brand and just like almost like help me breathe life into something that I absolutely love and like is my baby, and the fact that you could support that is really, really important to me. So thank you. I just want to say, yeah, cheers. Thanks. Now we're going to talk about all of the food that I shouldn't have eaten on my last prep, but did. We'll get into it. I am going to put like video references of the time that it was. If you watched my last shredding series, you will remember times that I'm referencing. So I'm going to put physique update references showing you what my physique was looking like at this time, which almost mentally convinced myself that I was happy with how I looked because it was the best I'd ever looked, which in turn convinced me that I could get away with things that I shouldn't have been able to get away with, not because of the physical effect, but actually the mental effect that it had on me in the long run over the duration of a 16-week prep. It's going to be a little bit of a flashback if you did watch my last series, which will be kind of nice to reminisce, because as I'm going through my prep right now, I am thinking back to various situations that happened, good and bad, moments of progression, times that I was really proud of my physique and the progression that I was making, versus now where I'm even more happy seeing the effects and the progress that we've made over a year and a half of an off season. It honestly felt like I was bulking forever. There were moments when I was like recording YouTube videos before I started prep where I was like, am I really saying that I'm still bulking? Because it has been so long. Currently the heaviest I've ever been on this bulk. 2.5 months until I start dieting. Cookies like stocked, ready for pre-workout. Progress on the bulk so far. And I can't wait to start dieting to get in condition and smash this next prep. So this for me has been a long time coming, and really, really loving the process right now, really enjoying every single moment of it. I am reliving moments and flashbacks are occurring to something I never thought that I would not have the courage. Maybe it's something that I mentally like blocked away because it's something that I never thought that I'd really want to talk about, but for an educational reason and to bring more of a reality into what it is to binge eat and have somewhat of an eating disorder. Like, it's a big word. So many people undergo different types of relationship, well, I can't say relationships with food because Greg is gonna say
relationships are with people. I do not date an apple.
But of course everyone experiences something different when undergoing a diet of some sort, especially when they may have never done it before. But the difference with me is I had done 3 preps before this prep. I had a lot of information on how my body reacted to certain foods, the duration of my previous prep. So in past years, my first prep was 11 weeks. The prep after that was only 12 weeks. Then after that was 14 weeks. Then this next prep, which was going to be the longest prep of all, which was 16 weeks. Bearing in mind, I got competition ready in 11 weeks before. So that already in my head planted a seed that I was gonna get in better condition than I've ever been in my entire life, because I had an extra 5 weeks to make it happen, to push past the barrier that I'd previously met in previous years, which down the line resulted in a few moments where I would convince myself I could eat that thing, or if I was given like an off-plan meal, for example, and it was a restricted off-plan meal of a cap of 2,000 calories. If at the end of the meal there was a little bit left, maybe there was like an extra cookie or a donut or a slice of pizza, but I was like, hey, I'm dieting 5 weeks longer this time and I'm already in better condition than I was last time, so I can just eat this piece of pizza, because what harm is it gonna do? Which can be okay if monitored, and it doesn't consistently happen again and again and again throughout the duration of a prep. If you're having like an extra slice of pizza on a cheat meal and you're 15 weeks out, it's not going to be the end of the world, but you will have a better result at the end of the prep if you just don't eat the pizza altogether. So right now I'm going to build a timeline of what my 16-week previous prep actually look like. So to start off, I was given one cheat meal a week. So on a weekend, on a Saturday, I was allowed an off-plan meal. A medium meat feast Domino's pizza with a bit of extra cheese can be 2,000 calories, which in the realm of cheat meals is a really good cheat meal. And pizza always happens to be the first thing I crave. Like when I'm watching videos at night, like on YouTube or scrolling on Instagram, and I start to get cravings on a prep, it's cheese and savory food that really sets me off. And those are the things that I really, really crave. I don't have a sweet tooth. I never crave donuts or cookies or any of that kind of thing, but I love a good pizza. For the first few weeks on prep, both weekends I had a pepperoni pizza and it was glorious. I really enjoyed it because this was something I was used to on previous preps. I do a week of dieting, then have a cheat meal until I got closer to the show. When I got to about 7 weeks out, 5 weeks out, all cheat meals would be completely cut away. So having a cheat meal once a week at this point was something I was completely used to, and it was a normality to me, especially being further out from the show than I've ever been before and already on a consistent plan. I was really happy with the progress that was being made. Then we got to 14 weeks out, and for whatever reason, I convinced myself that this would actually be okay. It was in mid-February and I took a trip to Paris. It was a 3-day trip, and over that trip, I didn't follow my plan a single time. I didn't train even once. I didn't do any cardio. I ate nothing but croissants, macaroons, raspberry tarts, cake, all the incredible food that you can imagine a French tourist would eat. That is exactly what I was eating. The French onion soup covered in cheese. It was glorious. And the reason this isn't good is because I had it in my head that in previous years, I had gotten competition shape in literally 11 weeks. So me being 14 weeks out, I was like, I've already dieted for 2 weeks. If I take a couple days off and then revisit the plan, everything is gonna be good. We're gonna be back on track, and I'm still gonna be in a better position than I was on previous years when I was 11 weeks out. Already you can see the picture that I'm painting right now of the unhealthy mentality to convincing myself that it was okay to do something. And it wasn't just like a mental battle with myself. I was around friends, I was around family that were just like, oh, it's okay, you can do this, you know, you've done this before. Oh, you want a trip to Paris? Like, it's okay, just enjoy yourself and get back on plan afterwards. That in my mind was like, okay, I've justified it to myself. My friends and family around me are totally cool with it. So essentially, what's gonna be the harm? The harm wasn't the effects it was actually having in my physique, but it was the building blocks of my relationship with food that would in turn screw me over at the end of prep. 13, 12, 11, 10, those 3.5 weeks, I'm completely on plan and my cheat meals have been taken away. Cravings on a diet, whether it's your first time dieting and you've dieted for 4 days straight and on the 5th day you just can't do it anymore, the cravings can even be bad then. From experience, as a reference on my current prep right now, I've been dieting for 5 weeks. I've not had a single off-plan meal. I've not had a single craving. And I think this prep is different. I'm going to talk about this at the end of my recap of my last prep. My mentality, having learned so much from my previous prep, taking everything that I did learn and attaching it to this prep, and now my goal being so much higher than it was previously, I now have a completely different mindset, a completely different source of motivation, something that is so much more powerful than I've ever experienced in my life. Now, things like cheat meals and cravings, they don't even exist in my life. I'm thankful of my experience on my previous prep that I know the mental strain it can have when you are so disappointed in yourself, when you know you could have done more and you should have done more. Attaching that frustration that I had for myself to every single day on this prep makes things easy and just that much more enjoyable. 9, 8, and 7 weeks out. Now, the 7-week out point is when things started to slip. This was over an Alphalete weekend. This was actually my first ever meetup with Alphalete in March, and it was hosted in London. All the Alphalete guys located all around the world, all got together for a 4-day getaway in London, stopping in a huge Airbnb, all collaborating together. And these are literally some of my favorite people in the world. Members of the Alphalete team are honestly my best friends, and the fact that we barely get to see each other and we only really get to see each other in events like this, it just made the antics so much more high to want to just enjoy yourself. On the Saturday was actually the meetup, and it was one of the best days of my entire life. My endorphins were just so high. Meeting so many of you guys, hearing your stories, hearing how you started your fitness journey, what you're passionate about, your aspirations and your goals. It honestly humbled me so much to realize almost for one of the first times that the people watching on the screen weren't just numbers, and they're actually real people with real stories. And it was so impactful. There was a moment actually at the end of that vlog where I got so emotional. I actually cried. I've got literally no words. I'm never speechless. I always got something to say. Which I think why it means so much to me right now, because all of you guys have come down to like take a picture, to say hello, just to like remind myself maybe in the future, maybe I'll need this. Maybe I'll need this clip, but just to have it for me. It was actually a secret message that I left for myself, because in moments in the future, you don't know like what's gonna happen, how things are gonna affect you, what mentality you're gonna have at different parts of life. And I almost wanted to leave that message for myself to never forget the rawness and how it really, really felt for the first time to be on my first ever billboard and to just feel so much love. It was one of the best days of my entire life. It had been on my bucket list to always be on a billboard, and on that day, it actually happened. So it was really, really special. This is so sick. What's going on, guys? Yo, what's up? The moment. What the fuck is he doing up there? Oh my God, man. That's what I'm gonna cut out and look at every morning. That's what I'm taking home. On the night time with the whole squad is when things started to get a little bit out of hand. Everyone was going to the club. It had been 9 weeks since I'd sipped a drop of alcohol. And here was me thinking that having one shot would be the only thing that I would drink. I was like, you know, I'm gonna have one little shot, 20 or 40 calories. I like calculated it at the time, making an excuse in my head that it was okay to have just a single shot. One shot, led to another. Because I was so sensitive to alcohol, it turned out to be one of the only nights in my entire life where I almost actually blacked out. Like, it takes a lot for me to get drunk. The same with my dad. All the endorphins are flowing. I was with some of my favorite people in the world. I was just drinking. And it wasn't good, because not only, because that had a domino effect. The next day, when you are so sucked in and dry from like your liver pulling all of the water to clean itself from all the poison that you've intoxicated yourself with on that night, you are craving more than you have ever craved. And you're still 7 weeks out, but it doesn't stop me from eating all the cakes, all the tarts, everything that London cuisine, all these brunch places, pancakes and syrup. I actually showed the pancakes and syrup on a vlog. Everyone on the nighttime was ordering pizza, getting sushi. There was me, Nabil, Marion, Jazzy. The whole Alphalete squad was downstairs in the movie room, and we was all enjoying a feast. And no one in the Alphalete squad said a single thing, because they could see the condition that my physique was in. I was 7 weeks out, and I could see like tricep feathers. My face was beginning to be sucked in. Like, I was in a position 7 weeks out that I had never been on any prep before. I can eat this and it's gonna be completely okay, because I can do all the cardio, all the steps, all the Stairmaster after this weekend and bring my physique back, which is just so annoying to think back to now, because I could have looked even better if you were to collectively add up all the cheat meals, the binges, the Paris trip, what happened 10 weeks out, and then now at the Alphalete weekend 7 weeks out. I had probably eaten 15 to 20,000 calories off plan that I wasn't actually allowed to eat. Imagine if 20,000 calories hadn't been consumed, what my physique may have looked like at 7 weeks out opposed to what it did look like 7 weeks out. After I had expressed all of my urges and all of my cravings over that weekend, we got to 6, 5, 4 and 3 weeks out. Now at 3 weeks out, I, in myself, thought I was show ready, and I did a show 3 weeks earlier than the Body Power show, which was the Exeter show. I was lucky enough actually to place second at this show. Based on my placing at the show, my coach at the time said, okay, now you can celebrate, you can have an off plan rest of the night, and you can have a day off the next day, just like have a day and a half off plan, enjoy some food, and then we're gonna spend the next 18 days getting more shredded than you've ever been for the Body Power show. So after having my first bite of cheesecake, which is something that I'd reminisced over the entire 4 weeks since my Alphalete cheat, all the way leading up to the Exeter show. And I enjoyed it because I thought that I deserved it, having placed second, which low-key, like, I was really, really disappointed with, because I'm very competitive. Like, I'm happy the guy that won. Like, I was really, really happy for him. I was really, really happy on the day. I thought my placing was justified. Some other people thought that I actually should have won that show. It's knowing in my heart that I had cheated on my diet and done things that people didn't know about, I was happy with second, which wasn't okay. Like, I shouldn't have been happy with second. The 18-day journey for Body Power had begun, and I did lower calories than I'd ever done in my entire life. I was on 1,200 calories. I was on 200 grams of protein, 70 carb, and 30 fat. Okay, which resulted in extreme tiredness, extreme cramps, just the worst headaches, like mixed in with like all the supplements I was having. I wouldn't have had to push that hard if I hadn't have cheated my entire prep, had 2 days off plan or a day and a half after my Exeter show. I would have never had to drop my calories that low if I had been consistent with my plan. I hadn't cheated. I actually went to 0 carb for 3 days, which actually realistically was 20 carb because I was still receiving some carbs from just like asparagus. My diet was literally cod and asparagus to get my body in the condition it needed to be in to win first place. And I was doing 2 hours of Stairmaster every single day at this point as well. You can probably guess what happened. I was 1 week out from the show. It was the weekend. My show was on Saturday and it was the Saturday before the show. And I broke and I went to Domino's. I had a Domino's pizza. I had a big, huge heaping pile of nachos and salsa and guac and cheese and all these things, and I was just listening to music, having a jolly old time in my car, eating the shit out of this pizza. I was done with the pizza and I was halfway done with the nachos, and I looked at the nachos and I was like, what am I doing? It's like I was in a trance because I'd pushed my body that far. I was that mentally gone, and through excusing myself of all these things previously in the diet, I thought it would be okay to do this. I was literally cheating on my diet a week out from a show where I had to display a physique. I was seriously letting myself down. So I closed the tray, I threw the nachos in the bin, I went home and I held my head in shame. I was so embarrassed with myself, and I couldn't believe that I'd like fallen so far, that I had like gone to this position, and it was all self-inflicted. This was all my fault. This is all my decision, what I had chose to do, and it wasn't the right one. I decided at this point to try and save the situation by upping the supplements I was having that could drain away all the added fat, all the water that I just, you know, would be holding onto, and all the fat that I consumed. I tried to do everything to drain it away, so I was doing even more cardio than I was already doing, increasing the supplements I was having even more so. You can imagine like my bodily chemistry at this point. My hormones must have been so out of whack, and I pushed myself for another 4 days and then 3 days out. A lot of you probably remember this moment, but this is what happened 3 days out from the Body Power show. I literally thought I was gonna have a heart attack. I cheated on my diet. And I went all out. I've been dieting now for 115 days. 3 days out from the Body Power show is Wednesday. I ate a considerable amount of shit today, and it's like I couldn't fucking stop. I was not well. I had pushed myself. I had been on so many ups and downs, and I wasn't okay. I was driven, like I was focused on what I wanted to achieve. I knew that I wanted to win that show. I had moments on the Stairmaster where I would be thinking and reminiscing about winning, and I would literally cry because I wanted it that bad. So I had no idea why I justified to myself that I could eat off plan. I needed to feel the depth of shame that I felt. I needed to feel what it was like to be on stage at Body Power, because do you remember me saying on the intro video to this series that it's not the winning that matters, it's how you win that means the most to me. It's how you win. It's knowing that you won and you did everything you could do to win the show. I was there at Body Power and I actually still won the show. I took first place, even though I won, even though I should have been so happy, and I could now celebrate and eat whatever I wanted to. But you know what? I didn't even want to eat what I wanted to because I'd already just spent the entire prep doing exactly that. I'm glad that I experienced all that stuff. I'm glad that I went through all those ups and downs, because now on this prep, I know exactly what I need to do and exactly what I shouldn't do and what I shouldn't be allowing myself to have. I never want to feel those things again. And I thought this video would be educational because everyone goes through something that they don't want to talk about, that they're too embarrassed to share, and that can add unnecessary pressure to the people that watch myself and watch other people like on social media and everything, thinking that they are sticking to the plan all the time. Why does that guy have shredded abs all the time? He must never cheat, which in turn is going to add pressure onto you. That is going to make you feel like maybe potentially not good enough, or that they have superior genetics to you because they can maintain a physique that you can't maintain, which is going to in turn make you probably eat something that you know you shouldn't probably eat. I just wanted to be open and honest with this video, tell you the reality of what happened on my previous prep from this point, which is doing things for the right reasons. That's it. That's pretty much the story. That's what I wanted to talk about in this video. I wanted to open up and tell you the reality of my eating habits on my previous prep. If you enjoyed it, smash the like. If you haven't already, please subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video. Peace. Operation, find someone that wants to eat a free pizza. If you were to, do you like pizza? Pizza?
Pizza.
Do you like pizza?
Yeah.
I need to order a pizza. I can't eat the pizza. So what's your favorite pizza?
Chicken,
Chicken?
mushroom, onion.
I got you, thank you. I'm not gonna waste food. We found someone to get a pizza.
Woohoo!
Not only am I gonna get the thumbnail that I wanted to create, but the guy downstairs is gonna get a pretty decent dinner. All good things. And I'm gonna get it, I'm gonna smell it, and I'm gonna have to not eat it. We do want a pro card. Barbecue chicken, medium size. Peppers, onions, mushrooms. Gonna add some garlic sauce to the guy just in case he wants a cheeky dunk as well. There we go. Order is placed. Pizza is one of the most aromatic things. Like the smell is strong enough to turn good men bad. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Appreciate it. Smell it.
Go away. Brandon.
Smell it.
I'm so mad at you right now. Sleeping outside on the balcony tonight. I told you. I feel like I'm momming you right now because I'm honestly so annoyed. Get it out of my face.
Can't not consume calories through the nose. Not that I think. It smells good, but like I have no urge to want to eat this right now. Anything for a thumbnail. This is the most extremes I think I've ever gone to get a thumbnail. That's it. It's all you. Enjoy, man. Thank you. Have a good one.
Wait, it has to be a black screen.
It was not black? Oh, I didn't know. I couldn't see.